You're watching Leavenworth Baseball on PTV. I'm David Kemp here in the booth for some afternoon baseball on a Friday afternoon. The final home game of the season for the Leavenworth Pioneers. Bonner Springs Braves come to town, led by head coach Jesse Smallwood. He was actually one of the junior ball coaches for Frankie Giammalva and Julian Simon. Now, the boys he brought up are trying to play spoiler for his team in the orange here today. Noah Davis, number 17, is on the mound. He has a 4.67 ERA coming into the year, but that mark is a little bit higher than his stats would suggest, as the 391 FIP shows that he's just had a little bit of some bad luck on balls in play. But if his defense behind him can step up tonight, then he could be a dominant arm for the Pioneers. Leading off for the Braves is number 19, Ben Beats.
First base for the Braves. Ruben Ray goes at third base, Jesse Smallwood. Leading off the top of the first, Braves.
Beats will be on the mound in the bottom half of the inning, but he leads off the ball game against Noah Davis. Simon gives him the sign. And now the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one looking. Davis, he does his best work on the year when he's missing bats and getting some strikes, and especially swinging strikes. He's got 26 strikeouts on the year so far, but he also has had some trouble with the walk. 27 bases on balls issued out. Early on, Beats trying to get another one of those. Count to him is 1-0. That one in the dirt. Excuse me. It is 3-1. Davis picking up the rosin bag. From the windup and the pitch. Called strike to bring things full. Around the horn for the Pioneers. Phillips with the Giammalva brothers at second and short, and Pierce Gray at third. Julian Simon is behind the dish as that one goes by for ball 4. In the outfield, going from left to right, Shoemaker, Fryman, and Carter Pro are out there today. Leadoff walk gets Beats aboard. And now Case Campbell steps into the batter's box. Courtesy runner coming on early as the Braves are trying to save their pitcher, especially on a hot day like today. You'd hate for him to get overheated out there just frying in the sun. First pitch temperature 85 degrees, not a cloud in the sky as the sun is beating down on all of us. If you're the Pioneers, you got to be thankful to have that dugout on the first base side. When you look over to the Bonner Springs side, they have all of the sun in their faces. Check down to first. Good pick, but Phillips couldn't get the tag down. Campbell starts the day as the backstop. This is his first trip to the plate. From the stretch for the first time today, as Davis pounds a strike in there. Noah Davis, normally the starting third baseman for the Pioneers. Today, Pierce Gray is taking the duties out there, basically switching spots with today's starter, as Pierce was on the mound this week as well on Tuesday against Turner. Pioneers are 2-0 this week, sweeping the Golden Bears. In fact, their whole program played exceptionally well against Turner. 6-0 across the baseball and softball teams. Thrown into right field on the pickoff as Beats will advance on the E1. Davis trying to catch him sleeping, but just airmailed it over the head of Phillips over there at first. Davis needs to just focus on the batter at hand. Keeping an eye at the runner. The pitch, swing, and a miss. Count is 1-2 on the Braves catcher. Bonner Springs in this one sporting the orange tops, white pants, and the orange caps. Bonner is across the chest in white block letters. Swinging strike 3 will send down Campbell, and Noah Davis has his 27th strikeout on the year. One gone. And now the shortstop, Dakota Frazier, gets into the right-handed batter's box for the first time here today. Davis. First offering in there for a strike. This is the conclusion to the Pioneers' regular season. Most of the UKC action has also concluded. Topeka West does have a doubleheader against Topeka High later today as Frazier steps out before Davis comes home with it. But the field is set for the first round of playoffs. Pioneers in a regional matchup with Lansing, Pittsburgh, and Washington. If they win today, they will secure their first matchup with Pittsburgh. Lansing will get Washington, and that could set up a potential matchup in the second round of regionals at home or in near home in Lansing, just about 20 minutes down the road. Davis trying to work out of some trouble with the runner in scoring position. The 1-1 pitch is blown by him for strike 2. Pioneers have already faced the Lions twice this year, sweeping that matchup 1-0 in extra innings in the home game, and then down Eisenhower Road in Lansing. Julian Simon with the ground rule double put the dagger, as this one is high. That was a 6-2 ball game that the Pioneers won on the road. Both teams residing right here in Leavenworth County. Even count on Dakota Frazier. Davis looking to put him away. This one gets popped straight up in the air over the netting and about 5 to 10 feet away from the bleachers here behind home plate. And Davis with the glove about chest high. And the offering spiked in there to Simon. Count is full on Dakota Frazier. Bonner Springs Braves come into this one with a 7-16 record. Looking to get another W here today. Davis comes home with it. Swung on and hit. Dive from Gray. He's not going to get there. Tagging up at second to make sure that he wasn't going to get picked off was Beats. So third is all he's going to get. The Braves have runners at the corners now with Parker Amon getting a chance to bat. He's the starting third baseman with the 3-0 on his back. Davis. On the road to their 7-16 season. Pioneers and the Braves have had some similar opponents. Just talking about that matchup with Lansing and looking forward to a potential another one. The Braves also had a double header with Lansing. on Thursday the 7th. They're actually just came out of that one last Thursday. They lost both games of that one, 13-3 and 11-1. Davis spikes the 2-0 pitch in the dirt. And after ball 3 comes in, Thamer having an early chat with his starter out there on the mound, just trying to calm him down a little bit. Bonner Springs has played several teams in the UKC, despite coming out of the Frontier Conference. They took a 12-5 loss against Piper for their season opener, 12-9 loss against Baser Linwood, but they did beat Turner 7-2. So several matchups that the Pioneers have been familiar with, probably plenty of game film as well, and that's got to help out a coach like Bodie, who's definitely analytical, not just on the field, but also in the biology classroom. Simon getting back into his crouch now, behind home plate. Davis throwing down the rosin bag and getting ready in what could be his last high school start. From the stretch, called strike. And now the count is even on Parker Amon. Davis keeping a close eye on the runner at first, not going. This one gets sent down to third. Throw goes to second for one, and Giamalva not able to keep it in his glove, lost it on the transfer. So one is all they'll get as the Braves put a runner aboard. Runner at first now with two gone. Spencer Meese, the center or the right fielder, gets a chance to bat. Pick down to first. Conversation with the umpiring crew, just trying to appeal for that out. And now Bodie. And it looks like Aaron Phillips has gotten thrown out of the ball game. And or looks like we'll get out number 3. Little bit of confusion of what happened. And it looks like Noah Davis's mother has gotten thrown out of the game. We will go to the bottom of the first. Pioneers trailing by 1.
Coaching at first base for the Pioneers, Drew House. Third base head coach Justin Bodie. First for the Pioneers, the catcher, number 11, Julian Simon.
Julian Simon now stepping up to the plate now for the first at bat of the ball game. So, just to clarify what all went down in that last inning, botched call over there at first base is Noah Davis with the pickoff of Parker Amon. Initial call said he got back in there without ever actually touching the bag, and Davis's mom let the umpiring crew know that. No profanity, as this one gets lined out to center. I didn't hear any profanity, but I guess short temper, maybe a little bit of an ego, as the first base umpire just throws Miss Davis out of the game entirely. So, one gone in the inning. Davis will have to pitch the rest of his start without his mother in the stands. And now Anthony Giammalva gets a chance to bat. Shows bunt, pulls back, he got plunked. Pioneers have a runner aboard in painful fashion. And now Frankie will get his chance to bat. Frank Giammalva stepping in on the right side of the plate. The pitch misses low. Throw down to second. Will kick off the glove of Singleton out there. And Anthony Giammalva is in there safely. Pioneers had quite a few steals last night, as we noted a few times on the broadcast. And that's the first of hopefully very many here. Good throw, though, from behind the plate as Campbell almost gunned him down. But thankfully, Giammalva took advantage of some poor glove work over there by Singleton. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Count moves to 1-2 on the Pioneer slugger. Giammalva leads the team in homers, and it's not even close. He's got 5, the next closest belonging to the man on deck, Noah Davis, who has 2. Frankie has 2 just this week, hitting one over the scoreboard on Tuesday against Turner, and then on Thursday, he smoked one out to the left center gap. This one in the dirt to even things up. Beats Mrs. Lowe. Davis waits on deck. Runner in scoring position could tie this game up. The pitch in the dirt, and it kicks away from Campbell behind the plate. Giammalva hops up quickly but stays put at third. And back-to-back steals puts a runner 90 feet away from tying this ball game up. Count is full on Frank Giammalva with Davis waiting on deck. From the stretch. Called. Strike 3 on Frank Giammalva. Watched it go by just above the knees. And now there's 2 gone. Noah Davis with his mom now watching from what we'll call the standing room only section out there in right field. She's definitely not going to miss this ball game, with this being his last high school start. Granted, the Pioneers could hopefully have a run in them, make a trip to state. But for now, this is the last guaranteed start for Davis. Count is 1-1 on 17. This one out to right. Anthony Giammalva comes home. He will tap the plate to score, and the Pioneers have tied things up on the Noah Davis RBI single. Good job working around the contact has been beats, but the first hit of the ball game is enough to drive one in, as Noah Davis brings home his second baseman. Well, talk about driving in your own run support. As Davis has the game tied up, and now Gabe Fryman with the speedy Dunlap at first, courtesy running for the starting pitcher. Fryman has a chance to potentially put the Pioneers in front. First offering almost got him on that right shin, as it was way low and inside. Dunlap taking his lead. He stays put. Fryman takes a big hack at it. Gets nothing but air. One's all over the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike. In a 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the first. This one's inside to bring things to 2-1 on the Pioneers' 5-hole hitter. The pitch swung on a line out to right center as Dunlap goes first to third. Staying put at first is Fryman, and now the Pioneers have him at the corners with a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of inning number 1. Clean piece of hitting as the 562 hitter extends that average even more as Gabe Fryman, Pioneers batting king, nearly batting 600 right now with the season almost completely over. Now in the box is Carter Pro as he watches one go by for a strike. Pioneers have got him at the corners. They're looking for win number 17 on the year. 0-1 offering misses in the dirt. Fryman is at first. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Swung on out to left field. That one's got a chance, and that will leave the yard. Carter Pro with his first home run of the season sends one all the way to the middle school to make it a 4-1 ball game. Pro will touch the plate, and in the last regular season ball game, Carter Pro makes it count. Leavenworth in front as Pro clears the bases.
Designated hitter number 6, Devin.
So after Carter Pro goes yard, Davin Kuntz has a tough act to follow. Just like Pro, his dad working in the school administration. First pitch, Pro, the band director, Davin Kuntz's father, assistant principal here at Leavenworth High. First pitch to Kuntz missed outside, and he gets back into the box after calling time. 1-0 count. Swung on right back where it came from. Dive from Frazier, not able to come up with it, as Davin Kuntz extends the inning with a 2-out single.
Number 31, Aaron Phillips.
Aaron Phillips, number 31. He was involved in that little tussle in the top of the first. Thankfully, he did not get thrown out of the ball game like I was concerned about. As first offering in their first strike. Pioneers, after quickly going through their first 3 batters without a hit, with a hit by pitch being their only base runner, they've strung together 4 hits in a row, including the Carter Pro home run. And that is what's really blown this first inning open. Ben Beats, he's been looking for that third out for about 10 minutes now. And the Pioneers just keep on passing it down the line. Low and outside. As Beats is trying to find the strike zone on Phillips. Count is 3-1. Watches another one go by for a strike. Runner at first. And the offering. Swung on. Right back to the mound. Tossing it on to first is Beats. And Phillips is retired. But Carter Pro will trot back out into right field. Or if he even can trot, he might float back out there as his first career home run in the high school game flies way out there to left. We go to the top of the second. Pioneers lead it 4-1.
Keep chasing that same old same old day. Riding that storm through flames like a shot down tailsport in a flame. Scared of living and I'm scared to death. I can't breathe and I catch my breath. I keep chasing that same old leading off the top of the second for the Braves. First baseman, number 6, Cooper Ketterling.
Davis back on the hill to start the second. And the leadoff hitter for the inning, Spencer Mice, sends one right back up the middle. Very quickly
left field,
showing Davis that
Caldwell.
the Bonner Springs Braves are very much still in this ball game. Davis has struggled a little bit with the contact as he has allowed a .338 batting average against him this season. Showing bunt, and Davis caught a little bit off guard, box off the mound, giving Spencer Mice second base. And just like that, the Braves have a runner in scoring position here in bottom one. On paper, the Pioneers have been the better team all season, playing in the stronger conference and winning the majority of the games against common opponents as this one gets bunted foul. But the Braves, what I'm gathering on their game so far, they play with a lot of grit and hustle, just beating out what for many other teams could be routine ground balls and flyouts. They're just scrappy, put the ball in play, and telling the Pioneer defense that they're going to have to get them out. Pick down to second, good idea, but didn't fool them. Noah Davis. Another bunt attempt, pulls back for ball one. And a little bit of salty umpiring as the crew chief has instructed assistant principal Kuntz that Noah Davis's mother not only has to leave the ticketed area, just got kicked out of the outfield where she's standing at the fence. Throw down to first in plenty of time.
Now batting left fielder number 2,
And
Dalton
honestly, I
Caldwell.
don't think I've ever seen something like this before. Just throws Mrs. Davis completely out of the ballpark. And again, she wasn't even in the ticketed area. She was standing out there in a public space behind the right field fence. But after threatening to stop the game, administration has gone out there to get her out. Pioneers still lead at 4-1. Her son, Noah Davis, is on the mound, and he's in line for the win right now with a decent amount of run support helping him out. Good pitch in there. Makes it a 2-strike count. Looking for out number 2. The pitch. Inside. Count is 1-2. The pitch. This one right back to the mound. Davis looks the runner back. Throw from first to third. Not in time. So Mice advances,
Batting second baseman number
but
7,
Dalton
Wyatt
Caldwell gets
Singleton.
retired as back-to-back 1-3 putouts are keeping Davis busy, not just on the mound, but having to come off it and make those tough defensive plays. First offering to Singleton. Mice led off the inning with a single right back up the middle, and another ball up the middle gets scooped up by Anthony Giamalva. Throw gets to Phillips in plenty of time, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one runner left on as we go to the bottom of inning number 2. Pioneers up 4-1.
Like, when I still might. Why do I this fight? Why do I still right? Sometimes it's hard enough to deal with real life. Sometimes I wanna jump on stage and just kill mics. So these people on my level feels like, but I'm still white. Sometimes I just hate life. Something ain't right. Get the brake lights. Case of the stage fright. Throw on the blank like. My insides. And I clam up. I just slam shut. I just can't do it. My whole manhood script. I just been so I must in with the bustin' split. Man, yo, I'm going to home. Roll on my shoulders as I run back to this 8 mile. I'ma make a new plan. Time for me to stand up. Travel the land. Time for me to take matters into my own hands. Once I'm over these tracks, man, I'ma never look back. I know right where I'm going. Sorry about my going. I'ma travel the road. And you follow the footsteps. I'm making my own. Only way that I know how to escape from this hate. These train tracks. Trying to regain back the spirit. Before I go back to the same. Leading off, bottom of the second for the Pioneers. Left fielder number 2, Mason Shoemaker.
Mason Shoemaker now to lead off the bottom of inning number 2. Pioneers up 4-1 as we get things started. And it looks like we've got a pitching change here as Dakota Frazier, today's starting shortstop, he's moving that arm from the infield onto the mound. hot day like today, it looks like there may be a bit of a situation over there by the Bonner dugout. Athletic trainer heading over there. First pitch of the inning. Shoemaker watches it past him. Next pitch from Frazier. Called for strike two. Bodie can't believe it. Pioneers got their runs in the first inning after an Anthony Giammalva hit by pitch got it all started and the offense rallied behind him. Frazier from the windup. This one down the left field line, but foul. But then after the Giammalva hit by pitch, Noah Davis and Gabe Fryman drove him in with back-to-back singles, and with runners at the corners and two gone, Carter Pro pulled one out to left center for his first career high school bomb. And that is the shot that put the Pioneers up by 3. Shoemaker swings and misses to flip the lineup card over. And now there is one gone.
11, Julian Simon.
Julian Simon now stepping into the batter's box. The righty flew out in his first AB. Hit a line drive sharply right at Elijah Lund.
Space for Bonner Springs, number 12, Axel Haro.
Defensive substitution for the Braves. At the start of the inning, Axel Haro came out there to play first for Bonner, replacing Ketterling in the 6th spot. Frazier deals. Simon showing bunt, pulls up high for ball 4. And the Pioneers have a runner aboard with one gone.
Giammalva.
Runner aboard with one out. Anthony Giammalva now. He was plunked in his last AB, came across to score at the start of that rally. Simon taking his lead. First pitch goes by. Or second pitch goes by for ball 2. Simon hasn't run yet this AB. And Frazier trying to keep it that way. This time he goes. Throw down to second. Good pop time, but he airmails the throw. Simon looking to take third as Elijah Lund will eat it out there in center. And now the Pioneers have their 5th run of the ball game waiting 90 feet away. Anthony Giammalva trying to bring him in after the stolen base and the E2. Dakota Frazier from the stretch popped up and over towards the dirt fields. Swing on and popped up. Simon tags at third. He's coming home. Throw to the plate is offline, and Julian Simon comes in standing to make it a 5-1 ball game. Ant-Man drives in one on the sacrifice fly.
Frank Giammalva.
And now Frank Giamalvo will get a chance to hit with the bases empty. Pioneers are up 5-1 now. And the name of the game for them today and really all season has just been putting the ball in play. With Simon getting aboard via the walk. And then all it took was a steal, an error, and then the Anthony Giamalva pop fly to bring him home. When you have speed like that on the base paths, it kind of forces a team like the Braves to play fundamental defense, and they really just didn't in that last inning. Frank Giamalva has 2 home runs this week, trying to make it 3 here on a Friday afternoon. This one gets lined out to short and snagged out there about chest high. Pioneers go down swinging as the Pioneers will send Noah Davis out there to Hill, leading 5-1.
I hopped up the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame, except am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is so crazy, everybody's so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the taxi man for another night. And the Jay-Z's and the Jay-Z's. Get to the club in my taxi cab. Everybody's looking at me now. Like, who's that chick that's rocking kick? She gotta be from out of town. So hard with my girls not around me. It's definitely not a Nashville party. Cause all I see at leading off the top of the third for Bonner Springs. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kind of homesick. Center fielder number 23, Elijah Lund. And a Britney.
Davis back out there for a third inning of work. Offense has really stepped up behind him, giving him 5 runs of support here early on. Pioneers lead at 5-1. Liner, Giamalva gets it off the second bounce. Throw on to Aaron Phillips is in plenty of time. And now the leadoff hitter of the inning is down, and the leadoff hitter from the ball game will step up to the plate.
Attention, please. Now batting
After
first
pulling
baseman,
Ben Beats
number
after
12,
just
Axel
1
Harlow.
and a third innings of work, Axel Haro gets to bat in the leadoff spot in the double switch. First pitch to Haro is low. So the double switch involves bringing Harlow into the ball game. He's playing at first base as Dakota Frazier, the shortstop, moves on to the mound. And the starting first baseman, Cooper Ketterling, will stay in the 6th spot. But instead of being at first, the versatile player goes out to short. And Noah Davis, the breaking ball, plunks him in the head. Umpire taking a second to make sure that he's all right. And he looks pretty faint out there on a hot day like today. That's the last thing you want to do on the mound. Scary moment out there on the field. We'll take a quick break.
At bat for the Braves, number 4, Case Campbell.
So, couple injury updates now. Axel Haro out of the ball game as number 14. Justin Owens is pinch running. This one gets popped up, and it will fall in between Giammalva and Pro out there in right, as the Braves have 2 aboard now.
Now batting number 3, Dakota Frazier.
But not only is Haro out of the ball game, Ben Beats not pulled for performance. He actually got pulled out of the ball game,
number 14,
and
Justin
we
Owens.
just saw him a second ago walking away with the Pioneers trainer, Mr. Ron, with ice on that throwing elbow. So hopefully he's okay out there and it's nothing too serious. But that is not something you'd want to have happening. Coach Justin Bodie out there on the mound, and that will end Noah Davis's final regular season start. Looks like Jack Dunlap is into the ball game at short. Noah Davis will stay in the game at third, and Frankie Giammalva is on the mound. Used to being a starter. I believe it's his first relief appearance on the season, but he will get warmed up.
For the Pioneers,
and
number 23,
we will take another break. Runners at first and second. Pioneers lead it 5-1.
At bat number 3, Dakota Frazier.
Frank Giammalva on the mound now for the Pioneers. He's got that 2.05 ERA through his first 6 starts of the year, coming in out of the bullpen today in relief of Noah Davis. 2 men on, only 1 away here in inning number 2. Diving stop over there at short by Dunlap. Couldn't come up with it in time to make a play. And now the bases are loaded. Bases are juiced for Parker Amon. He grounded out on the fielder's choice in the first inning. So he reached base, but his buddy Dakota Frazier was gunned down. Now Frazier sits on first. And then Parker Amon actually ended inning number 1 after getting picked off in the incident that eventually led to Noah's mom getting thrown out of the ballpark. The pitch in there for strike 2. Giammalva trying to finish off Amon here, get that second out. The pitch popped up, should be playable for Davis. Simon, but it falls just beyond the net. And it is out of the reach of both of the Pioneers trying to give some aid to Giammalva. Line not closed just yet on Noah. with runners at second and third belonging to him, but so far just one earned run through 2 1/3 innings pitched. Pretty short start for him compared to how deep he normally goes into ball games, as Parker Amon goes down swinging for out number 2. But he was productive enough to give the Pioneers a 5-1 lead. He was actually the bat in the order that gave them their first run, and then Carter Pro took care of the next 3. Grounder out to short. Dunlap will take it to the bag himself, and the bases loaded threat is evaded as Frank Giamalva is able to retire the side. Just surrenders the 1 hit and gets 2 outs. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and it looks like Axel Haro out of the ball game as he gets carted out of the field. Man, it's been a rough day for the leadoff hitter for the Braves, as they will now send out the 3rd string for that number 1 spot in the order. We go to the 4th, or the bottom of the 3rd. Pioneers in front.
There's new grass on the field. Round the third and headed for home. It's a brown, handsome man. Anyone can understand the way I feel. I'm ready to play. Cold. I'm ready to play. Look at me. I can be best field. In the Mudville night, watching it from the fence. You know I took some lumps in the mighty case struck out. So say, hey, Willie, tell the cow, and Joe DiMaggio, don't say so.
Now playing first base for the Braves, number 25, Breslin Stepanic.
I'm ready.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Pioneers, number 17, Noah Davis.
Well, the saga continues as Noah Davis steps up to the plate. His mom has found a 3rd location to watch the ball game. She's in that pickup truck out there in left center. And first pitch to Davis gets him on the leg. And the hit by pitch puts a runner aboard for the Pioneers. Probably some other words I could have given right there, but we won't get too crazy. Davis has reached aboard twice now in his final senior game. On the home field, anyway. First pitch inside. Next one inside. Swung on and hit to the opposite field, and it will fall out of play, foul. The AB will continue. Counts 2-1 on Gabe Fryman. Came into the game batting .562 on the year. don't have a calculator on me, but it's a little bit higher now as he got a single in his first AB, came across to score on the Carter Pro 3-run jack. Davis standing over there at first. 3-ball count. Finally finds the zone to run things full on Fryman. Carter Pro waits on deck. Bigger power threat than the man in the box. That one is ball 4. And now Fryman is aboard, and this head coach for the Braves probably getting a little bit of deja vu as Fryman and Davis have both gotten aboard. Runners at first and second with Carter Pro at the plate. Pitch. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Pro. Big hack at that one. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw down. Not in time. 0-2 on number 7. Still nobody gone, as each of the runners aboard were the first two to lead off the inning. Dakota Frazier on the mound. Pitch. Swung on. Pop fly on the infield. Infield fly rule called as Fryman and Davis both stay put. First hitter retired. Pro with the big swing. Looked like he was trying to send one out of here, but just got under it and flied out to the second baseman. Devin Kuntz now with that number 6 jersey in the pinstripes. Runner in scoring position. This one gets sent out high to center. It will fall into the glove of Lunn. Throw in will hold Davis put. Two gone. And now number 31, Aaron Phillips, will step up to the plate. He was retired in his first AB, 0 for 1 on the day. One 0. 2-0 now. Pioneers started off the inning as Noah Davis got plunked. Gabe Fryman worked a full count walk to put him in scoring position, as this one is in foul territory, drifting and getting under it. It will fall just out of the reach of Parker Amon, and the at-bat will continue as Phillips, by the grace of God, stays alive. That one gave Amon plenty of time, but on a day like today, where there's very little cloud coverage and the sun is on full blast, those are hard balls to track with the kind of backspin that was coming off the bat. This one gets swung on out to center. It will fall into the glove of Elijah Lunn to retire the side. So the Pioneers can't make anything of the threat in the third. No runs on, no hits, 2 men left on. We go to the fourth.
Show me why one you can't call me if your last name was Haynes. Only way you want me is stitch my name on your pan. No resident of France, but you swear I'm a terrorist. 106 carats, total all that's courage. Trying to get purpose. my chain to your chain. Sprint a Motorola, no service out of your range. You're out of your brain, thinking I'ma shout out your name. You gotta come up with better ways and access to get your name. All that pressure you apply, it's time to ease off. Oh, I hit you from the blind side, taking your sleeves off. As much as weeds cost, it's hard to please, boss. Don't be lying. Crying, suck it up as a loss, cause your axe is back. Your old label is whack. Matter of fact, I hold that. Number one, man, if you like every take it, sit down and write it. Number one, mind. It takes to be number one. Two is not a winner. Three, nobody remembers. It takes to be number one.
Leading off the top of the fourth for Bonner Springs, number 6, Cooper Ketterling.
I think he says, watch that. Probably got that on eBay or some internet access, some website chat line. Man, cause I got mine. Who don't wind up on a flat line?
Inning will continue with Frank Giammalva out there on the hill. First pitch, chopped back. Simon makes the play, barehanded, throw on the first in plenty of time. What an effort from Simon just to get to that baseball as it was trickling down the line. But the Pioneer backstop makes an even better play to get the out. One gone now, as Dalton Caldwell will step up to the plate. First pitch to Caldwell. Outside for ball one. That one also watched low. Count moves to 3-0. Pitch. Called for a strike. Full count on Caldwell, number 2. As that one will go by for ball 4. Bases on balls. Gets the left fielder aboard. And now Wyatt Singleton, the second baseman, gets a chance to bat. First pitch outside. Just a reminder of the stakes right now. Pioneers have already punched their ticket to regionals, but this could affect the seeding. With the wind, this would guarantee a first-round matchup with Pittsburgh, which Pioneers, no shade on Pittsburgh, but this is a matchup that they would likely prefer. Lansing currently set up against Washington, and that would set the stage for a second-round regional matchup in Lansing, with the Pioneers going across Eisenhower to try and get their third win of the season over the Lions. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Second full count in a row that Giammalva's had to work through. Caldwell walked. Singleton trying to avoid the punch out, and he will call time to gather his thoughts. High throw. And down to second. Not in time. Looks like there's a little bit of an issue with the scoreboard up there out in left. Now the count is 3-2. as the runner takes second with ease. Ball 4, outside. Back-to-back walks have the Braves in order. And now Elijah Lunn gets a chance to hit. Giammalva walks aren't something that he's struggled with too much this year. First offering. Outside for ball 1. On the year, Frank's only walked 19 compared to 45 strikeouts. But so far today in this inning, he's already struggled dealing with 2. That has the walk rate up to 21 now. And looks like Simon will walk out there to have a chat with his pitcher. And as he does that, we'll take a quick break. We're back as Simon crouches back behind the plate. Frank Giammalva still on the hill. Pioneers with a 5-1 lead. But Bonner Springs is threatening. Count goes to 2-1. With Frank Giammalva out there on the hill. From the windup and the pitch. Hot shot snagged on a line by Davis. In the air. Throw down to second. And the double play is made. Noah Davis with what may be the play of the year. Lays out for it. Throws down to second. And just caught Caldwell in no man's land. Crew chief meeting with the home plate umpire. Trying to get their facts straight. And Noah Davis will walk off the field. He dominated on the mound. He already has an RBI at the plate. And now in the field, he flashes the leather to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Pioneers lead it 5-1.
My old man, sad old man, spent his life living off the land. Like a clean soul. It breaks his heart seeing foreign cars filled with fuel it is not, and wearing cotton weed. He's got the tag in the back of his head. Made in America. He loves his wife, sees that.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Bonner Springs, number 2, Dalton Caldwell.
Independence Day. She's golden rule, teaches school. Some folks say it isn't cool, but she says the pledge of allegiance anyway. He's got the red. December tattooed on his tombstone. With that in America.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth for the Pioneers, number 2, Mason Shoemaker.
Number 2, Mason Shoemaker at the plate. First offering from the new pitcher, Caldwell. Started the day out in left field. He's made the move out to the mound now. Next offering. Pitch. Outside for ball 2. Two 0 offering in their first strike. Three and one now on Shoemaker. Swung on right back up the middle, and Mason Shoemaker has a leadoff knock to start the inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and that will bring up Julian Simon for the first time today, batting with a runner aboard. Simon 0 for 1, but he did walk in his second plate appearance, stole second, and eventually came across to score. No games underway yet today. Most UKC action has concluded. Topeka West does have an out-of-conference battle with Topeka High later today. Topeka West is a team that I do not believe we'll see again, barring some sort of miracle. Pop fly in foul territory, and it will fall outside the reach of Bressling Stipanich, the first baseman who came as a substitution. So many substitutions today. Two Bonner Springs Braves have already been taken off the field in the golf cart. One with ice, one with a bump on his head. And this hot, has the feel of summer ball kind of day has taken its toll. Two Pioneer fans have already been thrown out as Mason Shoemaker takes second base. As we had another player during a break, one of his parents got taken out of the ball game as well. 1 and 2. Shoemaker takes his lead. Simon on a line out to left center. It gets caught out there by Elijah Lunn. And now there's one away. Aside from that big first inning, this has really been a pretty back and forth ball game. Carter Pro's home run put the Pioneers up and up for good in the first inning. Beyond that, nothing too special happening, with each side only getting one run apiece in the rest of the ball game. Pitch misses low. This is the biggest crowd the Pioneers have had for most of the season in the outfield, making up for a lack of fans behind home plate. Afternoon day, lots of people at work, lots of people at school. Whole student body hope that there's plenty of you tuning in at home and catching the ball game. The pitch swung on, Popped up foul over towards the JV complex. Five to 1 lead. Pioneers in front. In the home white pinstripes against Bonner Springs in their orange tops. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Anthony Giamalva gets set down via the strikeout. And now there are two gone. Frank Giamalva stepping into the batter's box. He's had a rare lack of hits today. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to him, inside for a ball, as the backstop, Justin Owens, will go out there to have a chat with his pitcher. Or no, Case Campbell's still behind the plate. It's getting hard to keep up with all the subs we've had. Multiple substitutions, pinch hitting, pinch running. We've even had a double switch, something you don't see too often on TV anymore with the universal DH. As Mason Shoemaker advances 90 feet on the passed ball. Pioneers have a potential sixth run standing at third base with two gone. Frank Giamalva just trying to get a pitch he can drive. Facing third, coming home with it, outside. 3-0 with Noah Davis waiting on deck. The pitch. Watches it go by. He wasn't going to swing at that one if you came out and put it on a tee. Taken all the way, didn't even flinch with the bat on his shoulder. Finally finding the strike zone is Caldwell. It's 3-1. Pitch to Frankie. Swung on, hit foul just out of the reach of Justin Bodie. Trying to make an athletic play down there in the third base coach's box. Couldn't quite grab that baseball. On the rubber. Payoff pitch misses outside. And now Noah Davis, who's 1 for 1, scored in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third. And now he has a chance to drive some in with the runners at the corners. Davis is the starting pitcher on the ballgame. And he is also in line for the win, which would be his second on the year. Pitch misses outside. Davis batting at a 328, 478, 612 slash line with 2 home runs to date. Giamalva to his back. He's going. Throw on to second is not in time. Coming home to score is Mason Shoemaker as the ball squirts out to center field. Pioneers make it a 6-1 ball game. And Leavenworth is really starting to figure some things out on the base paths. Giamalva takes second with 2 gone. And after a little rally, Pioneers are feeling pretty good about this ball game. Pitch is high to Davis. Normally doing these ball games in the evening, typical start time for the Pioneers is a 6:30 p.m. as Noah Davis will trot out there to first. But this one being a makeup game, And Keisha trying to get all their records into the books as soon as possible so they can announce the playoff schedule. Pioneers have the early 1 o'clock start against Bonner Springs, and unlike those late games, the temperature isn't dropping as we get deeper and it's actually climbing. First pitch temp 85 degrees. It's now all the way up to 88 degrees, and the clouds aren't doing us too many favors as the sun has been shining bright for pretty much the whole game. Runners at first and second with Fryman at the plate. Light breeze going out to left field. Not likely to help guys like Gabe, though. Pull hitter from the left side of the plate and getting back in there under the tag. Lots of pickoff controversy today as the umpires have given some, let's say, conservative calls on the pickoffs, but the Pioneers aren't complaining. And thankfully, no Bonner Springs fans complaining because they'd probably get thrown out. This one to Fryman outside. Only one official ejection so far, but that hasn't kept most of this fan base from chattering throughout the game. 6-1. Pioneers up in bottom 4. Called strike on Fryman. Evens things up. High fly ball out to right center. It will fall into the glove of Elijah Lund, and that will do it for the home fourth. We go to the fifth. Pioneers get one across on 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 Pioneers left on.
Puede tomar la fuerza del mar que se mete por tu diente del sol que se te metió y no te deja quieta, nena. Bailar descontrolado, cadera. Fuego que quema por dentro y
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Pioneers, number 2, Mason Shoemaker. Leading off the top of the fifth for the Braves, number 25, Breslin Stepanek.
Mason Shoemaker on the hill now as Frankie Giamalva gets pulled after throwing 1 1/3 innings. We're here in the top of the fifth. Pioneers lead at 6-1. Game story thus far. Anthony Giamalva got the scoring started for the Pioneers after getting hit by a pitch with Noah Davis driving him in. That tied it up, responding to Bonner Springs leadoff hitter who has since been pulled out of the game, coming across to score, Ben Beats. But since then, Carter Pro took a 3-run home run as he took beats deep in inning number 1. Julian Simon came across to score in the second, with the 6th run coming via the Mason Shoemaker single, with Noah Davis, or excuse me, Mason Shoemaker coming home to score after an error. Swing and a miss, and Shoemaker retires Adrian Wilcox, the 3rd leadoff hitter in 3 at-bats for Bonner Springs. That's been the most dangerous spot to hit today, as each of their first 2 guys they tried to fill there have left the stadium on a go-kart. They're a golf cart. 1 gone. Shoemaker gets back to work. First pitch to Campbell. Foul tipped. Simon can't hang on. Shoemaker kicks and deals. Called strike 2. And he has been making quick work of this lineup as he strikes out Wilcox to lead off the inning, and just in the blink of an eye has Campbell down 0-2. From the windup, righty coming home with it, and he will take a step off the mound to gather his thoughts. Back into the box now is Campbell. Shoemaker for real this time. From the windup, just misses below the knees as Campbell stays alive. 1-2. First round of the Acacia playoffs coming up soon. We've talked a lot about the Pioneers' fate and a potential matchup with Lansing as this one falls into center field. But we'll have to wait a day until that matchup falls into place. Softball, however, already has their opponent guaranteed for the first round of playoffs. They will be going on the road to Lansing. They hosted Lansing in a doubleheader here at home, and so it'll be their first look in Lansing's dirt fields. So that's definitely a matchup you should go out to watch and support our Lady Pioneers. In the last season for our class of 26, lots of contributions across all 4 years from the likes of Kendall Diven, Charlie V. Hill, Lucy Pennington, who's got the 4 home runs on the year. McKenna Scully will be on the mound for that matchup as the Pioneers try to keep their season alive. Mason Shoemaker misses outside. Runner on first after the single. Double play in order. Definitely has that in his head as Shoemaker has been pitching Dakota Frazier down in the zone, just pounding that lower half of the plate. 2-0 from the stretch as this one gets flied out there to right. Pro is under it, trying to get a read on it, and he catches it about neck high, throws it in there, holding Campbell right where he is at first. 1 gone. Parker Amon, number 30 for the Braves. Number 4, Campbell at first. He hasn't run yet, but Shoemaker definitely keeping a close eye on him. And looks like Shoemaker, he got a balk called. Didn't look like his foot came forward to me. Bodie going out there to contest this. He's going to have to be careful. As the conversation will continue. And Julian Simon goes out there to Shoemaker on the hill. So confusion cleared up. Pioneers currently leading 6-1, but the Braves have a man in scoring position. Second balk of the ball game. Only the first for Shoemaker. The last one came all the way back in that second inning when Noah Davis allowed Spencer Mice to advance a bag. 2 gone. Shoemaker trying to make sure that the balk doesn't come back to bite him. Just trying to pound the zone. Check down to second. Throw comes home. And it gets by Simon behind the dish. He will pick it up and throw back down to Shoemaker. The at-bat will continue, with the runner now at third after the wild pitch. Inside. 2-1 now on Amon. He's just trying to keep the inning alive, send something past this infield, and bring home his buddy Campbell. Count moves to 3-1 on the third baseman. Swung on, driven out to right, and it will fall beyond the reach of Aaron Phillips. Coming home to score is Case Campbell, and the Bonner Springs Braves are trying to stay alive as the score turns to 6-2. Parker Amon with the bloop single keeps things going. Mason Shoemaker did his job and got the weak contact, but some bad BABIP luck as it falls just beyond the reach of Phillips over there at first. Called strike on number 8, Spencer Mice. Mice led off the second inning and singled. He made it all the way to third before the inning was retired. Davis fields it to his left. Throw on to first is zip-lined in there for out number 3. So the Braves get just the one on 2 hits, no errors. And we go into the bottom of the 5th. Pioneers up 6-2.
Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Yeah. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Yeah. Hey, baby, do you come here often? Hey, baby, now what's your sign? Oh, now where you going? Jimmy's out, next in line. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Yeah.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Bonner Springs, number 5, Mark Guerra.
Free man. Just stay for one semester. Tom's out.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Pioneers, number 7, Carter Pro.
Last ball game of the year for the Braves, and they are throwing everything in the kitchen sink at these pitchers. As now Martin Guerrero is on the hill. Brings it chest high. As that one goes inside. Got a little bit of a flyover here in the bottom of the fifth. Don't know if that was planned, but too plain. Something we see pretty routinely here in a military town, as Fort Leavenworth just about 15 minutes away from the high school. Pop fly is secured on the infield, and Carter Pro is retired over there at first. Pierce Gray pinch hitting for Davin Coons. This is his first at-bat of the ball game. First pitch to Gray is in there for a called strike. Pitch skipped in there for ball one. Aaron Phillips waits on deck. He's 0 for 2 on the day. This is Gray's first at bat. He actually started the day over there at third, but got pulled in the double switch when Noah Davis left the ball game. On the mound anyway, stayed in at third. As this one gets rocketed the other way, scooped up on the ground and taken to the bag for the out. 2 gone. Aaron Phillips now gets a chance to bat from the left side of the plate. Or the right side. Got those Max Clark batting gloves, the pink and blue cotton candy colors for the number 6 prospect in baseball, the number 1 prospect in the Tiger system. Hopefully that can give him some pop in that bat. Grounded down to the pitcher as it will get thrown into the outfield, and what should have been a 1-2-3 inning for the Pioneers will continue as Mason Shoemaker will get a chance to hit because of the throwing error. As Martin Guerrero had plenty of time to make that throw, but he just airmails it. And now Shoemaker, after singling and scoring in his last AB, gets another chance to bat. Conversation about potential obstruction call, as it looked like Phillips wanted to take second, but standing over there in his way like a brick wall was Bressling Stipanich. That's a fun name to say. Phillips takes his lead. The pitch fouled away. Shoemaker getting set at that far corner of the batter's box, giving that ball plenty of time to travel, and I'd say that approach worked right there as it gets launched out to left field, but it will hang up there long enough to get caught. Some good hitting for the Pioneers, but ultimately nothing comes out of it. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on. We go to the 6th. Pioneers up 6-2.
Shades, this necklace, the reason all of my dates been blind dates. But today, I got my Ferroist girl with me. I'm mashing the gas, she's grabbing the wheel. It's trippy how hard she rides with me. The new Bobby and Whitney. Only time we don't speak is during Sex in the City. She gets carry fever, but soon as the show's over, she's right back to me and my soldier. Cause mommy's a rider, and I'm a roller. Put us together, how they gonna stop both us? Whatever she lacks, I'm right over her shoulder. When I'm on track, mommy is keeping me focused. So let's lock this down like it's supposed to be. The O3, Bonnie and Clyde, Hope and B. Holla, all I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend, me and my girlfriend. Down the ride to the very end. It's me and my boyfriend. That's right. All I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend, me and my baby friend. Down the ride to the very end. It's me and my boyfriend. Problem is, you do treat the one that you loving with the same respect that you treat the one that you humping. That ain't about nothing. If ever you mad about something, it won't be that. Oh no, it won't be that. I don't be at places where we comfy at with no piage. Oh no, you won't see that. And no, I ain't perfect. Nobody walking this earth's surfaces but girlfriend.
Now pitching for the Pioneers, number 9, Gabe Fryman.
Bag, Manolo, blind Tim's, aviator lens, 600 drops, Mercedes Benz. The only time you were Burberry to swim. And I don't have to worry, only worry is him. She do
Now playing left field for the Pioneers, number 2, Mason Shoemaker.
So don't let the necessary occur. Yep. All I need in this life.
Leading off for the Braves, number 6, Cooper Ketterling.
Gabe Fryman on the hill now. And already going back to his signature form. Feels like every time he comes down off the rubber, that hat flies off. And, I mean, that's got to mess with you at the plate. As it comes off again as the 1-0 offering is in the dirt. Cooper Ketterling at the plate. As it gets called for a strike on the inside corner. Fryman comes home again. This time the hat stays put, but it misses outside. 3-1 now. Fryman, he's been very efficient this year. He has just a 1.16 earned run average. He's been nearly hitless, but Cooper Ketterling found another way to get aboard as the leadoff walk, pitcher's worst nightmare, puts Ketterling aboard. Now Dalton Caldwell, the righty, gets set. Pulls that bat back, cocking it about neck high. Pitch, just watches it go by. Fryman struggling to find the strike zone. And as this game continues, the heat just keeps on growing. 89 now is the temperature. Check down to first, not in time. And there's not too much shade out here on the field either. 6-2 Pioneer lead. As this one gets popped up sky high in shallow center. Gray is under it, and he will make out number 1 on the flyout. 1 gone. Wyatt Singleton steps up to the plate. Looks like a substitution here on the field as number 28, Trenton Norris, steps into the ball game. He's got that 28 jersey, and it just feels like Bonner Springs, their coaching staff, Jesse Smallwood seems to just have a checklist, and he's just trying to get everyone an at-bat here in the final regular season game. As aside from their starting 9, Haro Guerrero, Wilcox, Stipanich, And now, number 28, Trenton Norris, have all come in off the bench, with just Ashton Carr, Zach Turney, and Jordan Wild yet to get an appearance in this game. In the dirt from Fryman, 1-2. He got a funky batting stance there. Got that bat bobbing at a downward angle on his back. He's also got the left foot behind his right horizontally. Definitely a stance that I haven't seen from anyone on our team. But if it works for him, it works. Pitch in there for a called strike. Took the umpire a second. It looked like he was trying to decide what to call it. Top of inning number 6, Braves will get one more chance to claw back at it after this. They haven't really had a lack of base runners. It seems like they've had walks and hits every inning. In fact, the Pioneers haven't gotten out of an inning 1, 2, 3 at all yet. But the real issue has been driving them in, which is something they've only done twice today, to start the first and the fifth. Taking his lead over there. At first is Ketterling. Thinks about going. He'll get the base for free. Ball 4 puts number 28, Trenton Norris, aboard. And now there's 2 on with 1 retired. Conversation with Jesse Smallwood as he calls time to discuss some strategy. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Leavenworth Baseball on PTV, presented by Junebug Yearbook.
Pinch running at first base, number 10, Xavier Haro.
Xavier Haro running at first. He'll continue this ball game after his brother Axel Haro got plunked in the head. But Xavier's still in the ball game. Gabe Fryman, the left-handed arm, gets set, keeps an eye on both runners. Coming home with it. Swing and a miss. Count moves to 0-2 on Elijah Lund, the defense first center fielder. He's done a lot of good defense out there, managing the center outfield. He's gotten a lot of action as the Pioneers have driven the ball out there pretty often. You can see out there in the distance some school buses moving around. We're nearing the end of the school day for Leavenworth. Seniors are already out. They came here straight from graduation rehearsal. But for the rest of the grades here in the Unified School District, as this one goes to Davis out there at third, he will take it to the bag himself to retire the lead runner. But for K through 11 students, just 2 days left as we approach 3 o'clock, ending the, not quite sure how many days of the school year, but I know how many are left. I'm counting them down. First pitch in there for a strike. For those of you who have enjoyed watching this team this year, great way to support not just the seniors on this ball club like Gabe, Julian, Frankie, Pierce, but also all the graduating seniors at our school, not on PTV, but on the district YouTube channel. Make sure to tune in on Saturday as our graduating class will walk the stage. Fryman brings one home, and he will get his own pomp and circumstance for the inning as he retires number 25, Bressling Stipanich. We go to the home half of inning number 6. Leavenworth up 6-2.
What up, Stanley? All right. Window down a back road, stop sign through the middle of every little farm town. With you in this brand new Chevy with a big kid, look at hell like that. Pick you up in bed. So baby, you're a star. You make me wanna roll my window down. She was sipping on Southern and singing bars. I took her, we were falling in love in the sweetheart of summer. She hopped right up into the cab of my truck and said, "Fire it up, let's go get this thing stuck."
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Braves, number 7, Wyatt Singleton.
Down a back road, stop sign through the middle of every little farm town. With you in this brand new Chevy with a big kid. Look at hell like that. Pick you up in bed. So baby, you're a star. You make me wanna roll my window down. I went down my seat years ago. Boy, this just the way. Hey, this country boy, like everything. Don't change a thing. Stay the same, my guys. I like all that. I told you all that. Tell old boy he called back. Send a text, say call back. I can see that the thing for so come and show you. Florida, Georgia, cause baby, you was home and you make me wanna windows down and cruise down a back road, going stop signs in the middle of every hood, every town. And this dropped out Chevy baby.
Leading off the bottom of the 6 for the Pioneers, number 11, Julian Simon.
Riding in the drop top at the top down, so you're switching lanes, girl. Pull up with the red light, they can ride, come in the
Julian Simon leads things off. Top of the order for the Pioneers. Simon, Anthony Giamalva, and Frank Giamalva here in the home half of the 6th. Pioneers got on the board in the bottom of the 1st as Anthony Giamalva came home to touch with the Carter Pro home run, putting the Pioneers ahead for good. Bonner Springs has given some resistance as Julian jumps out of the way of that one. Nearly got him. Flush on the back. 6-2 score. Difference in the ball game really has been that bottom of the 1st. The offering. Another one inside. Probably not intentional, but when you're Simon getting ready for some playoff baseball and you've already punched your ticket, the last thing you want is an injury with all those baseballs coming up and in on you. Dalton Caldwell still on the hill, working for what it feels like the first time in forever that the Bonner Springs Braves pitching staff has just kept the same guy out there for multiple innings. 3 balls and 1 strike on the Pioneers catcher in the leadoff spot. Pitch, swing and a miss. 3-2 as it runs full on Simon in what may end up being his final at bat here at his home ballpark. He's been with this program all 4 years and even up through Little League playing here in Leavenworth. as called strike 3. He thought he had ball 4. The fans thought he had ball 4. The dugout thought he had ball 4. We thought he had ball 4. About the only person who would disagree was the man who's the only one whose opinion matters. Strike 3 called on Simon. And now there's one away. Anthony Giammalva in the box now. 0 for 2 today. Showing bunt. Watches it go by for ball 1 below the knees. Looks like our crowd is growing out there beyond the left field fence. As that one's a called strike. A white pickup truck from the Gray household out there. They're enjoying the air conditioning. Right now they're standing outside, but catching the game from left field along with Mrs. Davis. Number 28, Trenton Norris, showed probably the most hustle we've seen out of that team today. He got to that baseball in a hurry. 2-1. Called strike on Anthony Giammalva. It's always kind of the unspoken game, the game within the game, if you will, for these, especially on the hot days of baseball. Once you get in the dog days of the season, just making sure you're the one who gets those wild pitches, foul balls for the other dugout king. Ball 4 puts Anthony Giammalva aboard. And now Frank Giammalva steps into that left-handed box. He is 0 for 2, and it feels like he's due on the day. He's got 2 bombs on the week. On Tuesday at Turner, and then on Thursday here at home on senior night. Hoping for one more memory to put the cherry on top of what has been an outstanding senior season, as his brother takes off and will grab second on the pass ball. Throw down to keep him honest. Will go into center field, and now he wants 3. Throw down to third, and Anthony Giammalva testing the limits of this team as he advances on the wild pitch and then takes third on the throwing error from behind the plate. E2 gives Giammalva enough time to get down to third. The pitch up and in, leaning out of the way to keep that one from catching him on the shoulder is Frank Giammalva. Giammalva watches one go by. 3-0. Feels like word spread around Kansas a little bit of the legend of Frankie. This is not the guy you want to have beat you. And he has all day just been pitched very conservatively. 3-0 on the 3-hole hitter. Thought about it, watches strike 1 go by after he did an offer. Delayed strike call will keep Frank in the box with 1 gone. Anthony over there at third. Pitch is inside for ball 4. Back-to-back walks puts 2 on for the Pioneers. Giammalva at first with also Giammalva, Anthony at third. And it looks like Jesse Smallwood is making yet another call to the bullpen. We'll be back in a moment. Pioneers lead at 6-2.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Bonner Springs, number 23, Elijah Ludd.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back, but an old country boy like me can't hack. Early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. Days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sunset low, pull out the fiddle and rosin up the bow. Kids are asleep, so I keep it kind of low. And thank God I'm a country boy. I'd play Sally Gooden all day if I could. I couldn't take it very good, so I fiddle when I can. Work I'm a country boy. I got me a five, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. I'm a country boy. Well, I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. Rather have a fiddle and my farming tools. I'm a country boy. Yeah, city folks driving in a
Now batting, number 17, Noah Davis.
the head swinging. The head swinging.
Noah Davis will be the first bat that Ludd faces, or not, as Ludd gets the intentional walk sign from the dugout, and Noah Davis takes first. Doesn't get any easier for me, as I think that this might be a worse matchup from him. He now has to deal with Gabe Fryman, who is batting almost 600 right on left. First offering to Fryman is outside for ball one. He's got nowhere to put him, so he's going to have to serve something in the strike zone. Bases are loaded. It's the first time that Noah Davis has been intentionally walked this year. Surprised it took this long. Pioneers at every base. Anthony Giamalva at third. Frankie at second. Fryman thought about it, but he goes around. They're going to say the check swing didn't come in time. Smallwood directing traffic from the dugout. High pop up into foul ground, and it will fall into the visitors' bullpen. Count is even on Fryman in his last at bat on their home turf. Ball three high. Fryman trying to go out on a high note in his senior year. The pitch swung on, foul. Ball delivered back to the mound. Fryman fouling that one off and had to go get it. Play will continue now. Ludd started the day out in center. He finds himself on the mound in the most high pressure scenario as this one gets hit on the ground. 4-6-3 double play and appeal from the umpires, and they're going to say he was off the base. Frank Giamalva comes home to score. Fryman takes second. And now some more discussion. Conversation happening. And now he gets called out. Umpire wasn't paying attention, called for help. Home plate umpire doesn't know what's going on, calls him safe, then turns it back over to the crew chief, and after the appeal from the dugout, calls him out after the Pioneers send another run home to score. Absolutely unbelievable. Nobody comes home. Inning will end as the Pioneers go down 6-2. Leavenworth Pioneers 3 outs away from another end, but some disgusting officiating all throughout the night. As again, you had the Davis gate in the first inning, and then you've had several blown calls since then. And now Carter Pro out to close the door. He is the one who gave himself this opportunity with the home run in the first, and now on the mound to finish the day for the Pioneers. We go to the Bonner Springs 7th. Leavenworth up 6-2.
Gabe Simon remains in the game in left field. Mason Shoemaker shifts to right field. Leading off for Bonner Springs, number 4, Case Campbell.
Pioneers are 3 outs away from closing out a dramatic regular season finale. You can look out there to left field, see that pickup truck, silver paint. That is where Noah Davis's mother sits watching the rest of this ball game. This game started out dramatic early in the top of the first with some chirping from the sidelines after the pickoff no call eventually got turned around. And then we had the Carter Pro 3-run homer that put the Pioneers ahead for good in the bottom of that inning. And then just now, we had the absolutely ridiculous no call there at first base that eventually went back to home plate, was called safe before the crew chief eventually changed his mind and decided that he was just going to do it himself anyway. First out retired by Carter Pro, and now Leavenworth is 2 outs away from finishing off the season finale. Although the regular season may be coming to a close, Pioneers' road to glory is not over. We will have more baseball for you as we go into the early weeks of the summer. First pitch swinging. Strike one on Frazier. Pioneers set for a matchup with Pittsburgh if they can close it out here tonight. The Lady Pioneers have their first regional matchups as well, taking on the Lansing Lions for the third time this year. Called strike three on Dakota Frazier, and Carter Pro looking to strike out the side to close things out here today. All of those games will be posted once we have updated times, with Keisha releasing those soon, as we are 1 out away from finishing the regular season. Strike one swinging. Pro making quick work of this lineup. Make sure to keep a close eye on the PTV YouTube channel, as that one misses high. 1-1. Make sure to subscribe, share with the family and friends of the players, because we'll be on the road in Lansing for regionals, and then if we can make it out of our division alive, head to Wichita for the state championships in the final weekend of May. 2-1. Catches the outside part of the plate, and Leavenworth is one strike away. Pro from the windup, and ball 3. Lost track of the count. Parker Amon will get back in there. Might have to study some film or something. I don't know how you'd fix that. Gotta practice counting to 4. 3-2. And there it is. Taking his base now is Amon to extend the road 7th. As 1, 2, 3, 4 balls miss outside. And now the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitter, Spencer Meese, will step up in the lineup. Amon taking his lead on first. Pioneers 1 out away. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Pioneers did their part of the equation yesterday against Turner, but had no help from Lansing as the Lions took down Baser Linwood. So no home regional matchup, but not too far of a drive if you want to go and join us, as that one gets fouled away. And once again, Bonner Springs is down to their last strike. Pioneers, whenever that matchup does get posted, will be in the Lansing region. Just about 15 minutes away from our school down Eisenhower Road. Pro with the 2-strike offering. Swung on out to right. Giving charge to Shoemaker. It will drop in front of him. Going first to third. And the throw is perfect as Mason Shoemaker guns down Amon on one hop. And that will do it. The Leavenworth Pioneers take down Bonner Springs 6-2 in what was kind of a sleeper pick as maybe the game of the year. It had everything. Home runs, stolen bases, lots of drama on and off the field as the Pioneers close out their season and improve to 17-9. Leavenworth will be back on the field in regional play against Lansing, or in Lansing against Pittsburgh. Lady Pioneers will also be playing in Lansing, but they will be playing against the Lions over there on the other side of Eisenhower Road. I'm David Kemp, thanking you for listening all season and hoping that we have a deep run coming up soon so you have plenty more baseball to watch during the summer. But for now, I'm David Kemp signing off, saying so long, and we'll see you later.